in the Congress Center in our annual meeting. Last year, 2022, we had 2 crypto sessions, and this year we have 7, several of which have already happened. They've been really engaging and interesting. Yeah.
How would you compare it? And like in previous years, we've seen more crypto companies on the promenade. We've also, it seems this year is a bit of a muted presence, and we're in the midst of a crypto winter.
So I can't really comment to what's happening on the promenade and why we have the folks that we have here. I can tell you that from the work that we do at the forum, and my work in particular as head of blockchain and digital assets, we are looking at use cases, case studies, usability. And when we talk to entrepreneurs and we are investigating what they're interested in, there continues to be a lot of excitement because the potential to build new products remains.
All right. So since we're in the midst of trouble in the financial markets, in the economy globally, worldwide, and especially in the crypto markets, there's some criticism that, this is not the time to throw parties. It's not the time to have excess. But in your view, why is it necessary to have these conversations right now at the WEF?
I think, I don't think of it as a party. It really is a moment to bring cross-disciplinary leaders together to talk about potential solutions. So in these meetings that we have where we're talking about blockchain technologies and applications, we see a lot of enthusiasm and excitement, and it's really inspiring, actually. So it's really about meeting, making those connections so that the work can continue throughout the year. So it feels like, does it feel like a party? No, it feels like a really engaging conversation.
Meanwhile, you've released a report on DAOs.
Yes.
Tell us a bit about that.
Yeah. So this is our second report on DAOs. The first came out last summer, 2022. This one is a toolkit. So we released it yesterday, and it really is a practical guide. So we were looking at DAOs, and DAOs, of course, so interesting because it is a new way to organize and collaborate. But there are challenges, and I think many people that are constructing DAOs may not understand or appreciate the nuance around governance, engaging a community. And so the report is a toolkit really focused on some of those issues. And the beauty of the forum is that we can bring together a group of 100 experts and academics and entrepreneurs to construct something that we hope is really valuable to
What are some
people.
of the highlights in the report?
Yeah. Some of the highlights of the report. So looking at governance. So what is so exciting about DAOs is that you can really create anything you want. It's programmable. But to do that, you have to think thoughtfully about governance. How do you vote? So one example, we go into some detail with quadratic voting, right? Different ways to get the preferences from your community in ways that can be highly nuanced and really effective. So that's one of the highlights that I think.
How would it apply in business models? I mean, DAOs have been criticized as being clunky, really slow. How would that apply to real-world businesses or even governments?
Yeah, I mean, I think some businesses are quite clunky and hard to navigate. So, I mean, this is just another way to organize people. I think we will get better and better. There'll certainly be challenges, like there are with any time you create a community. I think that the challenges ahead maybe are the clunkiness. To the extent there is clunkiness, I think that goes away over time. I think it's hard to mobilize a community, right? We are still people, and I think there is still an aspect of real-world interaction that's going to be so important.
What would some of those real-world use cases be?
Yeah, I mean, I think we've seen use cases, I don't even need to speculate because we've seen them, whether it's people coming together for a short period of time to do something very specific, like the Constitution DAO. Now, what's really interesting about that is, and what our report gets into is, what would have happened if they had purchased it, right? If they had purchased it, this is a physical object. You can't keep that on a blockchain. So we're also looking at this transition into the real world. How does a DAO, as an entity, how does it get a facility to store the Constitution, right? We have, there's a bridge there that we have yet to really cross. So another aspect of the report.
In terms of the conversations going on at the WEF, how is crypto fitting into the narrative right now?
Yeah, I think we had a session yesterday about tokenization, and tokenization is really about liquidity in new markets, right? So I think the conversations, it's less about crypto specific, it's really breaking that down and getting back to basics and thinking about how this can be a tool for things that are already familiar, like efficiency and markets and trading and inclusion. So that's how I see the conversations going.